Well, welcome to another night of Stunt Hangar video hangout. It takes me a little bit to get going. I'll have the link posted up in the at the bench section here in a minute. Let me see here. I'll walk over here. Oh, I've got to get on Zoom here and invite participants. Copy invite. And go over to the hangar. And we go here. And at the bench. Yep, we got another member here. I got to get on here. Hold on a second, guys. I mean, it's like a never-ending deal. Okay, today he just came on, so we'll get him on here. Approve and send an email. That's Mark. Okay, you're approved. So now we go back here. So far away. Go here at the bench. We've got to start a new topic. Monday night link. Okay, let me walk over here and type this. Monday. There we go. There we go. All right, guys, the link is posted. So now I get out of this. I got too many windows open here. I can shut that down. And close this. Eating up too much memory. That's closed. We'll close this. Got that open, and here we go. All right, we're live on YouTube. And the link is at the bench. Monday night link. Let me see here. Channel dashboard. I want to go to the content. Too many buttons to push. Live. Want this on. Save. I want to edit this. Customization. Chat replays on. That's good. Back. All right. So we didn't have to worry about that. I wish this would stay on, but it won't. Okay, so let's go here. So, okay. Hey, good evening, Roy. Let me pop out the chat here. Pop out chat. There we go. Now I can, hey, somebody's on here. Let's see here. Zoom, there we are. This goes over here. No, who we got here? We got Tony. And then there was somebody else on there too, I thought. Ed Wask, hey, let's see. View is going to be speaker. There we are. Daniel Berry Sports says, yo, hello. And Marcella Grand says, evening. Yeah, good evening. Are we locked up? No, doesn't look like we're locked up. Ed's got a race car in the background. Or Tony does, somebody. Remove pin, there we are.
Hello, am I in?
Yeah, I hear you. I can't see you yet.
Well, I'm at the field. I'm about to
Oh,
fly. So
you got low
I just moved in
bandwidth.
front of the camera.
Yeah, I see you now.
All right, well, I'm just gonna leave you there because I'm gonna go fly the pattern real quick. I'm gonna
Okay.
go silent because I can't talk and fly at the same time.
All right. You got low bandwidth anyway. Hello, Ed. You finally made it in.
Yeah. I kept trying to get rid of something that popped up on the screen, and every time I did, I disappeared. So I had to get back out and go back in. So made it finally. And that I was supposed to be on early on Friday, but just things kept delaying. So I apologize for that.
No problem. I mean, this is this is all for fun. No
Yeah.
need to be here.
Yeah.
See if Jimmy wants to come on. Link. At the bench. I'm going to mute that. There we go. You still there, Ed?
Yeah. It's funny. I was at Menards the other day, and they were selling these yardsticks, and it's like, heck, that looks like something about a spar that Sparky would be using.
That's exactly correct. That's what they used to use in the 60s for the smaller airplanes.
Really,
Yep.
straight as can be.
Yep.
I was surprised, and the price is right.
Free.
Yeah. Well, no, I had to pay. Back then, they were free.
I got one here that I use as a mall stick, and it's two pieces, two sticks glued together with a piece of carbon fiber in between. I mean, this thing is strong. You know, for sign painting.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one came from Lowe's.
And so then when you use these, then you hollow them out
Exactly.
and stuff.
You just treat it as I do my white pine.
Yeah.
But the thickness of that and the length of that, you can only make a small wing, 50-inch wing. If
Yeah.
that, because it's 36.
Yep.
I think 36, you're gonna need 48 for 50. 36, it's so you have to splice in some balsa wood at the tips. But yeah, I could use that for a small airplane.
Hmm.
And it's light.
Yeah. Yep. Certainly seems to be.
I got to get over
So,
there and get some more of that wood.
so you'll be leaving for the Nats here in the end of the week.
Yeah. I'm debating whether to have a Friday night hangout. I'll probably
Right.
start it and leave early and go to sleep so I can leave in the middle of the night, Friday night.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many that are on Stunt Hangar would be traveling also. So,
I'm looking forward to it.
no, sorry, I'm going to miss it. And
And
that,
one of them deals.
yeah, I made it last year for the 50th and the 100th. So that was important.
You gonna make the
And
worlds?
a very, very slight chance because the 9th and the 10th is when I have the Youth Expo. And that was the only time frame that they could give me. And that, so if
Have you
I
ever
did, it
been,
would,
have you ever
pardon
been
me?
to a world championship?
No, I
Well,
was, I was overseas until 94 and I finally came back to the States.
see, that's, if you don't, this may sound morbid or whatever, but will be your last chance to see one in the United States, because it's
Yeah.
every 20 years. I was
Yeah.
there in 04. I'm gonna be there in 24.
Yeah.
Gonna be my last
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah. I know. If I do, it might be towards the end, but that would be purely in and out in a day or something like that. So,
I don't have the dedication to make the team, and I don't have really the financial wherewithal to go to Europe. So that's out.
well, I'm sure no matter what is covered for you, I know no matter what, there's always extra expense that, is that you got to come up with. So,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Each one of these nationals cost about $1,000.
Wow.
Hotel, gas, and food for a week.
Oh yeah. Which is a little over 100 a day, which is not living the
No,
high
no.
life.
Figure if you go to 12th Street Cafe, breakfast is $15. You go to any one of them restaurants around there, that's $15. There's 30, You gotta have soda and water and stuff. It's $50 a day minimum to eat crappy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you go to the steakhouse, you're gonna have a steak dinner, that'll cost you 40 to $50. So there's 100, whatever. But don't go with Rankart and eat clams or whatever they were, or oysters. They're like eating rubber bands.
uh, no, they can have the oysters and that, but
Larry Lindbergh and Rankart hang around together, the two belly boys. They go every year. I see them, and I used to see them up in Peoria 25 years ago when Zimmer was alive. Did you know Zimmer?
no, like I said, 3, 4 years ago, I just started getting back into control line to be able to do the expo and show kids, and turned out that I really miss it. I like it, so I'm
Yeah.
just way behind, everybody and
Are you,
stuff.
are you telling your kids to look at Stunt Hanger?
Yeah, everybody, and that, trying to do that. I got Brodak. Uh, Debbie and John's going to come down for my expo here in a couple of weeks, so
Uh-huh.
that's nice. And
Yeah,
we just try to get the word out.
I'm not close enough to you to make it.
Yeah, no, and really, it's just trying to show kids. So for what you do, it would be nice, but it's not really what the crowd is looking for, and that. So it does cover part of the interest, but it'd be hard justification for you
Yeah.
and stuff.
Well, that gentleman left. I hope he comes back. The guy who was flying. I hope he gets closer to the computer so his bandwidth ain't so bad. There he is, Tony.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, we see a tire.
Yeah, no, I just landed. I gotta unhook the battery.
Yeah, I muted you because that airplane going around was controlling the conversation.
That's fine. I took my headphones out. I haven't listened. I told you I was going to do a pattern before it got dark.
Where do you live, Tony?
Florida. Oviedo, Florida.
You going to the Nats this year?
No. No, I've never flown in a contest. I'm going to the what is it? The King Orange this year.
Uh-huh.
I just got the pattern down and I'm still messing up and making mistakes.
Well, I've been doing the pattern now about 45 years, and I'm still making mistakes, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, that is one thing, going to a show, going to a contest, and having participated, you go look at some of those and it's like, oh, well, that's about as bad as I can do. And so it just really matters in regards to trying, and then see how it goes. But everybody seems to be pretty friendly and liking to see people coming out there to experience and participate.
Yeah, I guess what intermediate is what I enter. The beginner is too easy, so you got to do the intermediate, and if I'm not last, I'm happy.
There you go.
Well, this year, I thought I'd do better this year because it was a longer time. We had an extra month to practice, but it's been raining and blowing every day. It rained today, this morning. I mean, ridiculously. It was ridiculous. It's blowing out there right now. Crazy weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had the rain. The rain grows the grass, so the problem is the grass stick-ups. They haven't mowed the field in 2 weeks. Kind of set me back to practice. But this is the Nobler though that I showed you a couple of months back that I was building. Came in at 45 ounces.
Well, let's see it.
Yeah. It looked nice, the quick picture that I saw of it.
Let me make him big. Hold on a second. There it is. Is that a scratch built Nobler or kit Nobler or what?
It's the Gieske, top flight Gieske.
Yeah. Cool. How's it fly?
I like it. I think it flies pretty good.
Sure looks nice.
All right, guys, I got to wind up the lines and start heading home.
Nobler or kit Nobler or what?
It's a kit Nobler, top flight Gieske.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm gonna hand it off because I gotta wind up and head home. I think it flies pretty good.
Sure looks nice.
All right, guys, I gotta wind up the lines and start heading home.
All right, cheers.
Or what?
Here's the kit Nobler, top flight Gieske.
Yeah. What happened there?
I'm gonna hand it off because I gotta wind up and head home.
All right.
I think it flies pretty good.
Somebody's got their mic turned on.
All right, guys, I gotta wind up.
There we go. I've got to remove Stuart. There he went. All right. You're muted, Stuart.
Hey guys, I gotta wind up.
You gotta close the windows. I've got to You got a window open with the microphone going.
Sorry, yeah, I got it figured out now.
How's Stuart?
Good, good. So what have you been up to, Ed?
I actually fly in on the side of my house. You know, I can fly 45, 50-foot lines.
Yeah,
And so I've made it up to 4.5 minutes now.
good.
Just doing, you know, basic level flight, climb and dive, and you know, after I'm done, I can walk straight,
Well, that's good.
which was supposed to happen before Brodak,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
weather and everything going on, but just extremely busy and getting ready for the kids event and stuff. How's your sister doing?
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
tell her we said hi.
well, we'll do.
It was really nice meeting her.
Yeah. So actually I might have we had a competition at the bean field this weekend, and I talked to a guy, he's 89 years old, and I'm gonna see if we can get him on Stunt Hangar. He's been in the hobby forever kind of thing.
Yeah.
So his name's Joe Bob, but I forgot to get right to have him write down his last name. So I think he goes by Joe Bob, but he's living
Mhm.
in Detroit. So they came over, kind of sat and watched the goings on for a few hours. So which was good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully we
Who
can get
won
him.
it? Did Len win it?
No. John Pierce, I think. Let me go back to the scoreboard. Oh no, Vince. Vince did. Sorry, on LPA.
Vince Bodie?
Uh, Vince from Michigan.
Yeah, Vince Bodie.
B? Yeah, it's B. I don't know. I didn't know his last name. I don't know half these guys. Well, I'm starting to get to know him, but um, and the other one, yeah, John Pierce won. He won the profile, so it was a good turnout. But we'll talk about that when we maybe Len will come on. He's good at filling everybody in. We'll see.
So, Lynn, what was the drive time then, going to Brodak and back?
Oh, for me?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I can't remember. Geez, it
I'm
was.
sorry. I said Lynn. Jeez,
That's
you're
okay.
talking about that, and
Yeah. I think it was almost 7 hours. It was up by the time, you stop and fill up for fuel and stuff. So it was a
that was
ways.
via Michigan
No,
or
actually,
Toronto.
um, no, we went to my sister lives in London, so we went through Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay.
You're
So
closer than I am.
so yeah, so next is the Nat. So I'm gonna go with my cousin. He's driving me down on his bus, so it'll be fun.
Now, you're closer to Brodak than I am.
How
Wow.
far are you from there?
Almost 10 hours.
Oh, that's a long haul. A real long haul. 7 was bad enough.
5 from here to Dayton. No, it's about 9 hours. 5 from here, a little over 5 from here to Dayton. A little over 4 from Dayton to Pennsylvania. About 9 hours.
That was fun. I enjoyed that. I was only there for a couple of days, but it was still good. That was all right.
That's the best contest in the country. There is Joe Gilbert.
How you doing,
Oh.
young man?
I'm good.
Got that Navy on about done, I see.
Yeah, I'm just rubbing it a little bit.
Just cause.
Concourse trophy.
Yeah, okay. It's all good, son.
Yeah.
Have you run the engine yet?
No, engine that I put on this is not the engine that goes on this. He's got an
Oh.
engine,
Okay.
but you're going to get to fly it
Okay.
because he wants to fly it. He wants me to fly it, and you can fly it too.
I can help you. It don't matter. Just have a good time with it. Ah, very nice. I like your cockpit. Good for you. Well done. It's not got a big wing, does it?
The same size as a Ringmaster. It's the same numbers as a Ringmaster.
380 wing then or something. 360. How big is a Ringmaster?
This
I don't
wing,
even know.
this wing is 360 squares.
Yeah, sounds right.
Well, it sounds so right that you take the Ringmaster fuselage right here. This is a Ringmaster fuselage. And you put it up here and you slide it right in here. Oh, I got the gear in the way.
You got the gear on it.
Yeah.
It goes all the way up, huh?
It's the same airplane.
Well, Ringmaster have got a trading. Ringmaster doesn't have a leading edge taper though. That one's got a leading edge taper. Of course, they could swing that forward.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't have a leading edge taper, but the numbers are the same. The nose moment, tail moment. The only thing different is the thrust line.
Okay.
This is up higher. The Ringmaster's more inline.
Uh-huh. That's cool.
I got to looking at that the other night and I said, hey, this is a Ringmaster.
What do you think it's going to weigh? 32 or 3?
I already know what it weighs.
What's it weigh?
It weighs 29 ounces.
It'll fly fine.
Yeah.
It'll fly fine.
Put the engine on it and put it on the scale. It's 29 ounces.
There you go. It's got a pretty big elevator, Robert.
Yeah, it's not as big as a Ringmaster, but
You don't think?
no, because a Ringmaster's, I got one around here somewhere, but a Ringmaster's pretty good size.
Pretty good size. Yep.
It's about 2.5 inches wide and there's no brake in it. For the rudder, it's on the back, so
Right.
like a stabilator. I like it. I think he'll like it.
It'll be fun. How you doing, Ed?
Doing good, man. How about you, Joe?
I've been out mixing fuel and getting ready to go to the Nats and the Worlds and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Cleaning
great.
airplanes, mixing fuels, getting handles and lines in the box and the right props and all the backup line stuff, stuff.
You wanna
So,
bring me 2 gallons, Joe?
Am I doing what?
You want to bring me 2 gallons?
No, I don't have room for nothing, dude. I'm going to bring you an awning, I think, too, while I'm at it, if I can get it in there.
No, you don't need to bring me an awning.
Well, we got you and Dennis and Colleen and I and whoever else comes by. I'm going to bring a bunch of engine and several kits to sell. Would you be doing some work out of it?
No.
You're not going to do any videoing?
I'll video, but I can do that from anywhere,
Yeah.
I just need a place to set my airplane and whatever.
Well, there won't be no place set an airplane under it with all of us, but I'm planning on bringing 2 of them. It'll be okay. I can put one on each side of the truck, I think, easy enough.
I got nobody to help me set up and tear down, so I was just going to leave my awning at home.
You can just take it off and on and treat it like it's yours while you're there. It'll be a good week or 2. It will be. We'll have a good time.
Yeah, I'm going to make the Worlds. Thanks to Jim Barnholes, I'm going to be spending the week after the Nats with Jim.
Oh, good.
And I only have like a 40-mile drive. So drive back and forth from his house. He lives in Plainfield, which is Indianapolis.
And less than an hour, 45 minutes to get door to door, maybe
Right.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Good show.
That was nice of him to offer that to me.
Yes, very, very much so. Looks like the weather's going to be cool up there from what I've been looking at.
Yeah, let's hope it don't rain. It's been raining here.
Oh yes, we had a heat index of 107 here today. It was stifling hot. I guess 98 or 9 degrees and a 72 dew point. It was miserable hot.
That's perfect painting weather.
I won't. It dry before it hit the airplane.
No, it'll blush up.
And blush up for sure. I'm just going to wait a few days. I got one that needs clear, but I'm not going to fight that program in this heat.
Well, I can tell you a secret. Are you going to paint it at home?
Yes.
Paint it outside, and the minute you're done painting, take it off the stand and put it inside in the air conditioning, and it won't blush.
Oh heavens, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And it won't blush up.
Plus, it lets it have more time to flow too if it's cooler.
You're not using dope either, are you?
I'm using Omni Clear,
Yeah,
but it still needs time to flow better. You know, if it's hot, it won't flow as good.
That won't blush. Use slow hardener,
That's right.
and just when you're done spraying, take it off the stand and put it inside.
Let it cool.
It'll smell
Let it stay
bad.
cool. Just go in the house.
Yeah,
It can just sit there.
it'll smell bad, but don't worry about it. It won't hurt
That's
you.
right. I'll go in the shop. I mean, I'll just put it back in the shop and let it sit, and I'll close the door and come in the house, leave the air conditioner running. My shop's air conditioned right now, and I'm not even in it.
I think it's you mentioned dew point. I think there's a difference between humidity and dew point as far as painting lacquers. Because you can paint in high humidity, like the paint paints the best in the wintertime when it's snowing outside and it doesn't
Right.
blush. And I think it's because the dew point, the difference between temperature and humidity is less.
Right.
You know, it's cold.
It goes down.
Right. So it's the dew point that
If it's snowing outside and below freezing, there won't be much moisture in the sky. It's done frozen, falling out of it.
right. Best time to paint is wintertime when it's snowing.
You bet. Dope for sure.
Yep.
The dew point's just how much water the air can hold, indication of it. It might only be 50% humidity right now, but the dew point's 72 because it's so dang hot. Oh, look. I look and
What is
see.
the dew point right now?
I found this on the web.
Why don't you just tell me the number?
That's right. I get it. It's 48% humidity right now with a dew point of 71.
Oh, wow.
See,
What is the humidity right now?
The humidity is currently 67%.
see, you're higher than we are.
What is the dew point right now?
Here's what I found.
I don't want to hear what you found. I want you to tell me.
In St. Louis, you looking at?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Dew point forecast. 76%.
That's right. 64 and 77 with the wind of 6. And the temperature's 93, is it right now?
What is the
93.
temperature right now?
It's about 89 degrees outside.
Okay.
89.
That's why your dew point's up, because your temperature's falling.
Chance of rain, 50%.
We could sure use the rain here.
Oh, you can have all ours. It's been raining here, rain like hell today already.
Is that right?
Yep. I'm on this texting. They're all texting back and forth. Can we go fly? Can we go? Yeah, it's perfect flying weather for a duck. Man, it was blackout this morning and raining like hell.
They're saying Muncie Tuesday's going to be 84, 82, 81, 78 Friday.
And the wind?
Tuesday, they're guessing winds 5 to 10. Wednesday, 20% chance of showers, 5 to 10. Thursday, 35% chance of showers, 5 to 10. And Friday be a top 5 day, 43% chance of winds, north winds 5 to 10.
Let me see here. Are you using aviation weather?
No, I was using the other stuff.
Okay, what is the zip code there in Muncie? Do you know?
No, I don't. Muncie, Indiana zip code.
I found this on the web.
47302. 47302 looks like.
Okay.
Here's what I found.
Oh, what did you find? Muncie, Indiana. And we'll go. And they want an ICO number. They don't want the zip.
I don't know what that is.
Muncie.
Muncie, long ways from here.
Muncie, MNHI, Indiana, go. Muncie, yeah, Marion.
Aviation weather Mondays 4 knots to 5 knots. Tuesday 5, 6, 7, 8 knots in the afternoon. Wednesday 6, 7, 8 to 14 in the afternoon. Boy, have your flying done before noon on Wednesday. 8 to 14 will separate y'all. It will.
According to aviation weather,
that's aviation weather. That's right.
Tuesday at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be 7 to 13, 8 to 13 at 11, 9 to 14 at 2. And on Wednesday, it'll be 4 to 8, 6 to 9, 7 to 11. And on Thursday, it doesn't go out, but it'll be 6 to 11.
Mine's guessing Wednesday at noon will be 8 to 14 knots.
Wednesday at noon.
Uh-huh.
Mine's
Mine's saying Wednesday at noon's 8 to 14.
Yeah,
No ceiling, 10-mile visibility.
This is
78 degrees.
This is done in miles per hour. So
Okay. That'd be a little higher. That'd be a
7
bigger
to
number.
11. Yeah.
That's probably right. That's fair.
2 o'clock is 7 to 11 on Tuesday. But the nice thing about Muncie is that the wind is one direction, and if it's constant, no problem.
I'm looking forward. We're looking forward.
Spirit of St. Louis Airport. Okay. Right now, right now it's 6 to 10, but clouds are at 7,000. Oh, here's the numbers I was looking for. I can look right on this. The dew point is 76 and the dew point spread is 13 right now. But if you go up tonight, the temperature, the dew point would be 74 with a 2-point spread. I think that would probably be workable.
Usually two-point spread means it's going to rain, typically speaking. That's weather involved when you get close like that. If it's 0 points, it's usually foggy.
There's
I think.
Alfaro.
Hey, fellas,
Hey, Al.
Evening.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Have you run that new fuel in your LA-46 yet?
Oh yeah,
What did you think?
yeah. It ran great. You know, I duplicated your, you know, what you told me, the 20%, but I only have a 4.5 ounce tank, so it ran just like yours. But I didn't have enough of fuel to cut it,
Oh, yes.
so I lost runtime. You know, like 30, almost not 20, at least 20 seconds.
Uh-huh.
So what I did was I backed it up to 15%, and then I used then 18 and made up the difference with the alcohol.
Right.
Now that cured it. Now I'm getting a 615 620 runtime.
Good
So
show. She did a pattern in 10 laps or something, maybe, huh?
yes, yeah. So now
Good
I'm
show.
good.
Good
You know.
show.
So it ran similar, you know.
Sure. Sure.
But I'm shocked, and all the guys at the field were shocked that how that holds it in a 4-stroke. I mean, I was doing like when I first was trying to get, you know, the needle set, I was like running 4-6 lap times, and the thing was in a solid 4-stroke. You know,
Oh.
it would barely break into a 2. You know, and then I just kept on opening up the needle until you know, I got where I wanted. You know, it was in the 5.1, you know, 5.0.
Yes.
You know, stuff like that.
Solid 4.
So,
Just growling around.
right.
That's perfect.
Right.
I like that. Will you
Well,
run
yeah,
4.5, 4.8 pitch?
I didn't touch the plane at all. I'm 11.5 by 4 APC prop, the wide blade.
By 4. Okay.
Yeah.
What was on that one you saw was a Bob Whitney made prop, the 12-inch skinny blade. There's a 4.8 pitch in the middle
Right.
and 4.6 to tip. But I've had good luck with those engines
Mhm.
on a 12.5 rev up, cut down to 11. So you get, you know, 4.5, 4.7 pitch. That may give you a little more drive and less RPM to burn gas, possibly. You know, it may let your RPM go down when you burn less gas.
Let me interject here for a second, guys. Bryce Rackley, he says, Jonathan Carradas is in the hospital. He's watching us, but can't talk.
Yeah.
We all need to wish Jonathan, John Carradas, you know, get well soon.
Oh, man, mate.
See it.
Sorry to
Get
hear
well.
that.
Get well soon.
Get well.
Rob. So yes. So that's at the engine. I mean, I didn't want to go away, start changing things like guys who were telling
That's
me,
right.
"Oh,
Yeah.
put a 5-ounce tank in there now." I said, "No, I don't want to put a 5-ounce tank in there. You know, then it's going to be more fuel load. You know, heavier. You know, it's
More
gonna be
nose weight.
No, you're right." I said, "No," and I know if I, you know, go to a contest, I could go back to, you know,
Sure.
where Power Master 10-20, you know,
Absolutely.
but just backing it up to 15 and putting in 15% from the 20 and just adding the extra, you know, 5 ounces of alcohol, you know, to compensate to bring it. I just did it simple. I just made 100 ounces and then just, you know, made everything accordingly.
Yeah, that's right.
And the 15%, you know, gave me the extra runtime I needed. Still, it was a solid 4-stroke at the very top of the motor and maneuver. It would break sometime, just a little break or something, but not
Sure.
you know, all through the loops. It's all 4-stroking and stuff
In
like
the
that.
square,
Coleman fuel.
you could do it. In the squares, did you have your corner like you wanted? Line tension up top in the corners?
Oh yeah, no, there's plenty of line tension. Yes,
Good.
You know.
Good show.
I mean, the lap time speed was there. Yeah, and it doesn't
Good
really
show.
wind up in the wind or anything either. It just stays there. It seems to, you know, lock in more. It doesn't like that break. I tried it in Jim's engine plane too, and for some reason, well, the first day with the 20%, it was, started out until you get used to it. It was going like, 5.5 and then turned the needle in, and then it was, 5.3, then tried another flight and then got it down to 5, 5.1.5, then turned the needle in again. And all of a sudden the thing took off like a rocket ship and he was doing like 4.4 lap times.
Ah, you got too deep into it.
It wasn't the fuel. They got some dirt in the needle valve because again, and then, I said he cleaned the filter, and I only had the 15% with me this past Sunday, put the 15% in there, and I opened up, it was still running fast like the way it was, the Sunday before. I kept on opening up the needle 3 turns and the engine's still running the same. So then I opened up on a 4th turn. Finally, it passed whatever the blockage was. And then it got sloppy rich and then turned around and then it was responding really nice.
Good.
So
well done.
Yeah, so it's, so did you mess around with different nitros or you just stayed on that 20?
I have. I use nitro as a temperature variance.
Oh.
And if it's like if it's 80 degrees or cooler, I just drop to 15. But I like that. Nitro makes your power in the turns too. You get a nice drive in the corners, in my opinion. When you got nitro and turn it, the engine says, I got this, and it just drags it around by the nose, and I think it gives you cleaner corners.
Like you have more torque.
More torque is exactly what's going on.
Right.
And it drives the corners. If you get too much nitro, you'll see them coming in the corner, they'll zip out, they'll zoom, that's too much. But that airplane and that prop likes that. That's a pretty good size airplane for an LA-46.
Yeah. No, I have it in my Vector. I'm using it in the Vector, so.
That's perfect. A Vector 40 and an LA-46.
Yeah.
That'll take you a long way, man. Long way.
Well, the guys were saying they're going to throw their electric planes away now. They want to go back there. After they heard the way that runs, they said, "Oh, he said, "Oh, now you're going to make us all get all nitro again."
I'm a nitro freak, dude.
Yeah.
Nitro's crack cocaine to model airplane engines. They like it.
Now I have this one Thunder Tiger, not a Thunder Tiger, a Tiger 46, the ring engine. And for some reason, it doesn't like to go on a 4-stroke. It runs like an LA-46 on like a 10%, like a normal LA-46. And it has good power, but it just doesn't sound the part. So I'm going to try some of this fuel in there to see if it,
I haven't run
better.
I haven't run Tiger 46s that much. I would think they could swing a 11.5 rev up really easy too.
Yeah.
12 swing a 12.6 real easy.
Yeah, 12,
Really?
12.5, yeah.
Huh.
Yep. But it's it's just one engine that Doug had it and it was just weak, and I said, "Oh, give it to me. Let me play with it." And I put all, and he gave me a whole, all his, bunch of parts, and I got a new ring. I put a new ring in it and did all kinds of work and mess around with it. And it runs good. It just doesn't sound good. It just,
It could be the muffler too. Who knows? I don't know.
I'm curious to see if the nitro is going to make that, growl.
It'll make it. You'll have to open the needle up for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I was messing around with that, and so on a sad note, I lost my McCoy 40. Yeah, the one with the ring. That was under my ringmaster. I put it in like 4 weeks ago.
Oh,
That's full. That was. I was flying it, and I went inverted, and the tank fell off the side. I just had it glued on there. And it was hanging and it was sputtering. And I said, I thought I could bring it around, like bring it, flip it back over. And as soon as I got up to the 45, it quit and it came in at me and there was nothing I could do. And it just came down and it hit right on the asphalt nose first. It cracked the case.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I got another one that I'm gonna put together, but you know, I mean, I have another 40. I have a 35 that was on the plane, but I got another 40 cases. But I just had that thing running and flying so good, and you know, as luck would have it, it's gone now. You know?
Lot, you know, this quick you pulled negative G's, it probably could have slung the tank off too. That whole thing's, it's all dangerous, you know?
Yeah. So, and there was a lot of catastrophes going on. I don't know if you guys heard, but Jim's sort of his Blue Angel, he skimmed that in it, inverted, hit the axle. So we got some work to do on that.
Oh,
You know,
I heard
hear
Falco
that.
lost his Mustang.
yeah. Yeah, I heard Paco lost his Mustang, and then Rick Huff lost his twin too.
oh my goodness.
You know that the
ME
military
110.
looking one.
ME 110.
Mesquito.
Yep. So so the gremlins are out there. So
I've been flying my Big Blue, and the wing came off, I put it back on. I probably had 50 flights, and I turned it upside down, put it on the bench to work on it, to make an adjustment on the elevator, and looked like a hairline crack right around the root of the wing. So I picked it up, put it over and flexed it, and it could go whoop, whoop. So I said, well, that ain't going to the Nats this year.
yeah, right.
So I'm back to the Cavalier. It'll have to be okay.
Mhm.
Good gracious.
That Cavalier flies nice.
It'll
Yes,
be
does.
fine. We'll be fine. We're going to go have a good time.
I thought you were going to be in Mexico this week.
I was in Mexico last week. We went to where'd we go? Cancun's where we went. Yeah.
Yeah, we went there for a week a few years ago.
That was enough
Fun
of that.
place.
It's I feel like a caged animal, man. I need my hangar to go to and something to piddle with. I can't drink and swim all day, man.
He was sitting on the beach drinking one of them umbrella drinks.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I was sick the whole week. I didn't.
You tried to drink the water? Oh, big mistake.
I don't know what we drank and ate, but we cleaned up. There's, I think, out of the 14 of us, all but 2 got something for a day or 2. You know,
Well,
it's
there's
just,
too much revenge.
yeah, buddy. It's no fun,
Yeah.
but it's a beautiful resort. Oh my gosh, that was all good.
Yeah, just got me when they tell you do not leave the resort after dark.
I didn't release the no, I never left it, period. We saw people on the beaches carrying machine guns, walking up down the beaches. I said, dude, I need to go home. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, really. Yeah, this is not the place for me. It used to be a fun place to go, but anymore.
It's beautiful. There ain't no doubt about that.
It is gorgeous. Ain't no doubt about it. And if you go out on a boat fishing, man, they got some nice fishing. But it's just got to where you're looking over your shoulder the whole darn time you're there. It's not like it used to be.
Just take me to Pensacola, Florida, on Navarre Beach, where I can go to the naval station every day if I wanted to, and go through the museums.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
That sounds like living in East St. Louis. Machine
Lord
gun.
have mercy. Lord have
You ever
mercy.
go to the museum in Virginia?
I never have. No, I
that's
haven't
really-
done that one.
That's really sharp.
Which one?
Oh, it's the Smithsonian, but it's the one in
It's
Virginia.
called
Not-
Silver Hill.
Yeah, one it used to be the Garber facility, and then they moved everything. They call it
Okay.
Silver Hill now, and
I've
it's
never
really
been to that.
nice now. You need to
I've
go.
never been
You
there.
owe it to yourself.
We went to DC and went through the one hanging up, the
Yeah, the
the
main
one in
Smithsonian.
downtown DC. My
Yeah.
grandfather's airplane's hanging up in the Smithsonian, and where you're talking, he owned
Oh,
an
really?
airplane that's in. He learned to fly an Aeronica C2,
Oh yeah,
and then he sold it, of course, and never got it back. But Aeronica restored it and put it in the Smithsonian at some point. Same airplane, same VIN number, same everything. My
Yeah.
grandfather owned it for a while.
Yeah, that's a nice airplane. They got a lot of neat stuff in there, but if you go to the Silver Hill, they have stuff like they've got ME-109, they've got FW-190, they've got the plane. It's a Bearcat, but it was the one that was the world champ before Rare Bear.
Conquest 1.
Conquest 1 is there. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's in there, and white and orange, and it's gorgeous. I went and I wanted the only plane I really went to see was the Bearcat. I was building a Bearcat at the time, and I wanted to see Conquest. It was a radio plane, but anyway, it was many years ago. And I got in there to see that thing, and I took pictures and took pictures and took pictures. And fella came over and he said, "You want to see what inside the canopy looks like?" My God, does a cat have a climbing gear? Yes. So he went and got a ladder and let me look in the thing. We opened the canopy and looked in the thing. That was cool. Turned out he was the curator of the museum. Really nice guy. I forgot his name, unfortunately. I got it written down with my pictures and stuff, but I can't remember his name. I'm lousy with names anyway, but as I get older, I get worse. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Then they had a Mustang in there. They had they had a lot of planes, but the one that got me out back, laying up against the wall on some pallets, was the front fuselage of an Enola Gay. They have restored that plane now, I understand. I've seen some pictures of it.
Yes. They had the nose restored for just a while on display, and they put it all back together. Brock's cars that dated.
Yeah. Yeah, Boxcar is done too.
Yeah, it's in
Dayton.
at Dayton.
Yeah.
Mr.
You know the one that got me in Dayton? I went in Dayton Museum. There you go. I went in Dayton.
Make you big. What?
And I'm walking around and I couldn't figure out. I said, "We're under something. My God, what is this?" It was a B-36. That is one huge wing.
I've only seen one B-36.
I've never seen. Well, I saw them when I was a kid when my dad was in SAC, but that was many years ago. I mean, we walked under one. I kept thinking, as a kid, it was huge, but I was a kid. But I walked under that one in the Air Force Museum. It's still a huge airplane.
Dang right.
That thing had a 100-foot slide in it that went from one end of the bomb bay to the other. If you wanted to go to the back end of the airplane, you slid through a tube on your butt. Yeah. That was an interesting airplane.
Yeah, see, now this, you like these pictures.
Yeah, that's Corsair. Yeah, that's
Hang
pretty
on a
airplane.
second.
And then
Very nice. Hold still, darn you.
He's gonna put it big.
What is that? A half scale RC airplane?
yeah. There's
good.
I tried.
That's a Ryan PT-22.
Oh, that's a Ryan. Yeah.
That's the Halsey Center right there. That's where my grandpa's airplane's in there.
Then
P-40.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. P-40.
There's a glider behind it.
yeah, they even had a Baka bomb there.
Yeah.
There should be a red Mustang there also.
There he is.
The one that raced it across the ocean.
They raced a Mustang across the ocean.
Yeah, he set a land speed record with a B Mustang across the ocean.
Over the ocean.
Uh-huh.
A B Mustang?
Yeah,
And an Allison?
The fastback one.
There's the back of it.
Yeah. How about that?
It's amazing. My kids went with me and they couldn't believe it. They even have the space shuttle in there.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I got a friend who tells me that the B model rattled so bad when they fly it. It rattles so bad that is this thing going to stay together? Says they did that when they were new. His father had flown one when they were brand new, and he
just
said
the canopy.
They rattled so bad. He said he couldn't. It just made him nervous to fly. But he's got a B model, but he's also got a D model that's 2 seats, and he took me up in the D model. I got news. It rattles too.
It does. That whole
But
canopy.
it's quite an airplane, though, buddy. I'm telling you.
I
That thing
remember when
comes
I,
off
I
the ground,
probably,
he angled it up and you just pinned in the seat. Oh, good gosh.
I think the first time I rode in a Mustang, I was probably 14 or 13.
Yeah.
And I remember we had Fairchild 24. It had a prop on it. Well, the prop
Yeah.
was so huge, I couldn't believe it. Then I went with Ike back. I was probably 60. And we went for a ride in it when I was 60. And the prop's still big, man, when you're in that airplane. The prop just is so huge.
14 foot, isn't it?
I think it's 12.6, Mark. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
But it looks
it's
big in the
huge.
cockpit. You know, you can, well, it's in the back canopy, but you can still see
Yeah.
the prop was huge. You couldn't, Ike's has dual controls. It's got rudder pedals and stick in it. I got
Yeah,
to fly it in
that's-
the air all the
that's
way
the way
back
this
home
one
for
is.
30 minutes.
I'm telling you one thing, it's a beauty to fly. You get a hold of that thing and you don't realize how maneuverable they were, how touchy. You see all these movies like Baba Black Sheep where they had the guys had rubber bands running to the stick so they could take a nap while they're on the mission. Baloney.
That's not true. That's a
I didn't think
Hellcat there.
Yeah. Those things were so daggum sensitive. That Mustang's so sensitive. You sneeze. Oh, wow. I don't know how they flew formation. Those things as sensitive as they are.
With their fingertips.
Yeah. They were good. They had to be good. Had to have some great big steel ones to fly some of that stuff.
Is that a
Dad,
Curtis Hawk? That's a
It
Swift.
looks like.
That's a Swift.
Yeah, I
Tempco
believe it
Swift,
is.
what that is.
Look at this one.
I can't see.
Oh,
it.
that's a Stitz. That's the
Yeah.
Stitz airplane.
That's a tiny little thing.
It had the record for littlest for a while. Stitz.
I always wanted to build and fly a BD5. And
I've
I
sat
told
in
a
one of
friend,
those.
Yeah, that's the,
well, I tried to. I can't get my knees under the canopy.
That's a Baka bomb out there. Yeah, sure, it's a Baka bomb.
Yeah.
that's the Baka
Yeah.
bomb. I had the model. I mean, the plane. I used to, race it. Yeah, they had a lot of cool. There's trying to get. There's some more. Oh man! So you can go there.
Oh,
Jeff?
B-47.
Big
That's
jug.
a B-29 and B-47, I believe. What is the bomber a B-29?
Yeah,
What's
I
that
don't-
bomber?
I think it is a 29. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. And then there's canceled. I want to delete that. There's a racing plane.
Oh yeah,
That
I
was
forgot
called the Socrates. Does that sound right?
something like that. There's one of those.
I don't know.
There's one of those painted yellow in San Diego on the wall in the museum.
I think
there.
they outlawed that thing. It was too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that? Yeah, I think that's the name of it.
There it is.
Yes, Sorceress.
Sorceress.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
close. That's close.
And they had the Nemesis there. Too.
Yeah.
That's retired now.
Yeah.
I had that in my hangar for about 6 weeks on its way there.
Is that right?
Yeah, it flew in and they needed to hangar it because of FAA clearance. You're not the airspace over there is not for experimental.
Uh-huh.
So I talked with John Sharp, and then the pilot Justin Phillipson was the one that ferried it. He came back and forth, and so I got to be part of that. What was really cool was I got a call from the Smithsonian, and they invited me for behind the scenes tour. So I got to go to
That's neat.
the storage rooms where all the airplanes are being worked on the floor with them, and all the rooms that were having special projects going on. So
Did you
it's
see
pretty
the
cool.
Horton? Did you see the German Horton flying
Yep.
wings?
Yep. Yeah, I've got pictures. I've got photos at the office. I don't have them on my computer and stuff,
Wow.
but yeah, really, really nice. And
That Hornet
they ever
229 is the first stealth airplane. It's made of plywood.
It's just shape of it helps too.
Yep.
but
What
you
was
can YouTube Nemesis. I think Nemesis last flight, and it was from my facility going to the Smithsonian.
I'll be darned.
Cool.
Very good.
And the cool part was Justin Phillipson, the pilot, he invited me to the Reno Air Races to be part of his shoestring team, no strings attached and sleepers. So I went to the air races to be part of the crew and that. So what an
Very
experience!
I bet.
Very neat.
I
Was
bet.
that guy you're talking about, was he on the original crew of the shoestring?
No, Justin just bought the wing. Him and his brother made a composite fuselage, and so he placed third when I was here, and the following year he placed second.
Here's
And
the end
that's-
number registry for the shoestring. It says a George Cook, registered owner.
Yeah.
That-
No.
That's for that airplane there, though.
Yeah.
That's the
I don't
original
know
one.
where he got his
I
wing
think
from.
George
and
Cook
stuff.
was the original one.
Right.
Yeah.
Are they still running 100-horse Continentals on those?
Yep. In fact, I had to help the inspection team do the cylinder volume checks and that, making sure everybody's jugs
Got
had
the-
the same volume.
Uh-huh.
And
Well, they
that,
running 3,400 RPM, you reckon?
Man,
I think it's
Don't-
more than that.
More than that even. Wow.
Yeah, 34, 35, I believe. But the thing that got me was I think it was a 27-inch propeller.
Yeah, it's going
That's
too
all?
fast.
And
It's going to supersonic tip probably or something. I don't know.
right.
They maybe
right.
turn them 3,600 even. I don't know, but
Yeah.
most of them got
I-
extensions on them, don't they? Don't they have a
Yeah,
six
he
or
had about
extension on the nose?
he had about an 8-inch extension.
Yeah.
And
That
that
causes
to
trouble
help
too out there
streamline.
doing this time.
Yeah.
Speaking
So
of-
I mean, how cool to be out on the runway and just walk off the runway for the start of 6 of those taking off.
What airplane is that? Eagle Rock or something?
That's from 1918. It's,
Yeah.
but I mean that. I can't.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that's a German airplane.
Yeah.
That's a German airplane.
I couldn't get over how nice the props were. Yeah, that's the. Oh shoot! What I do?
Orville and Wilbur learned how to build a pretty good prop. They claimed theirs was like 81% efficient or something in 1903.
I mean,
If they just had a good engine.
They look like master ash screws, and even some look like some APCs. Yeah, I was like,
They knew things back then.
yeah, you're not kidding.
They knew things.
You ever watch that girl on Culver Props?
I have not.
The girl who makes Culver Props here in Missouri. She's not very. Her dad owned the place.
That looks like an APC.
It does, don't it?
Scimitar.
What was that
That's
one?
on
That Bali.
That's on a
Sport prop?
rotary engine. That was a rotary engine.
Yeah, that Bali Sport prop was shaped like that.
Soap with camel.
Yeah.
Had a probably Larone rotary in it, I think.
It was a biplane, yeah, rotary.
Uh-huh.
I was amazed how small those airplanes are.
They're pretty little. They got huge propellers compared to the wings and stuff. But they only turned what, 1,100 or 1,150 RPM?
Yeah, but they
didn't turn
didn't
very
have a
many
carburetor. They didn't have a carburetor.
They run wide open. They're 2-stroke engines. They didn't run gas up the side of the piston.
Yeah,
Oh, but
they
that's
wanted to
not
taxi
true. That's
when they got
far.
ready to taxi the blame thing out because the pilot was sitting there turning the switch on and off, on and off. Good gracious. That was something else. And everything they were flying was flying on a wire from the stick back to the elevator, and they called them flappers. The elevators were flappers. Oh my gosh. I read a book on the aces of World War I, and it was amazing. Those guys were very, very good. Yeah, there you go.
That looks like a Newport there. Is that a
the whole
Newport?
motor. The whole motor turned.
That looks like a Newport.
Yeah, the
It looks
prop
like
is
a
attached
dome
to the
rotary.
motor and the motor spins and the crankshaft is attached to the airplane.
Yeah, that's, I was amazed at the props on the older planes, you know, that's
Yeah.
a better.
Yeah, they had some neat looking stuff on them.
Well, I don't know what that airplane is. That's a 2-engine bomber, isn't it?
I think, yeah,
Is
it
that
is.
a Caprielli? Is that a Caprielli?
I didn't take a picture of the name, but
Okay.
yeah, at first I wasn't really, you know, I was just sort of like not really interested in the older planes until I saw the props and I started, zeroing in on the props, how the construction of them. And I said, wow, this is some really cool stuff. They knew what they were doing.
They did.
You know,
I like the props on the Newports, but I also like the props on that Fokker D7, Red Baron. That's got an interesting looking propeller on it.
I think the Curtis, what was that called? Flew around the world.
Oh,
Not OX5s, those 12-cylinder engines, Liberty engines, the Liberty
engines. Yeah,
They
Liberty
had
engine.
4-bladed wooden props on those airplanes.
Yeah.
Whittled out 4 blades.
No prop. That's
Well,
amazing, though.
If you
Oh,
look
my
at the
goodness.
channel Culver Props, that lady, that girl, she's about 35, makes those props the way they did in the 20s. They got a weird looking lathe that turns it, and she balances them by hand and carves them. They're beautiful pieces of work.
Yeah, she's the one, when you get them, they're balanced.
Right.
The only two I know of to do that is Culver and Badass or Nasty Donkey. Their props are beautiful.
These are real airplane props.
Oh, I know, but the only one I know that makes a model one that works anymore is the Badass. Everything else says, oh, it's balanced when you get it, but you better balance it. You better check it. That dog looks like he's waiting for you to drop him something to eat.
it's cool. They have all the engines on display too. Like that's the Allison engine.
That's an Allison, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that nose case on it. That's a gearbox on the front. On the left.
Gearbox. I'll be done.
And then
When I was at Joe's, I got to turn one of those over.
Oh, you turned a Rolls Royce.
Oh, the rolls?
You did the Rolls.
and that's the Merlin.
That's what he turned over. Merlin. See, that's a gearbox in the front of that too. It takes a hell of a man to turn that over right there with the big bar. That gearing stop shift.
Yeah, there's so much cool stuff there. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
We're there for, the whole day. Just,
You can't see that whole place in one day. Ain't no way.
well, but it's just, I had to skim through some stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't believe how big an SBD3 Dauntless was. God, that thing's huge.
and then,
Got a quick question, if you don't mind. The FP40s and LA46, are they the same drill pattern for the mounting?
Yeah.
No,
What?
no. An LA 46 and a Super Tiger 46 is not.
Oh,
the
no,
same
not a
model.
Super Tiger.
Oh, no,
FP,
FP40.
FP40.
you swap them out, yeah.
The FP40 and LA46. Yes, you can swap those out because I do it all the time.
Rodat
Yeah.
40, but the nose is too short too.
No.
OS
Rodat.
Max 35S, but the nose is too short.
Yeah.
Right.
It's amazing
You know
how many
what
of the
the,
later models fit Super Tiger bolt holes.
Is the needle valve in the same spot too?
I can't answer that.
That I don't know because
Don't think so. I
everything I've
think-
interchanged them on was on a profile, so I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
I can tell you this, a Johnson 35, the Super Tiger will bolt right into where Johnson goes.
Yeah.
Which
You must be getting that ready for appearance judging.
Actually, maybe I should bring this up now. I've got, when I was at the competition at the Beanfield, I was talking to Ray Van. I don't know if you guys know him. He's from Michigan, and he said there's a older plane. There's one that's bolts and there's one that's nuts. You guys know that?
Mhm.
Okay. He's looking for the. I got to pull up my pictures here first.
Hey, Mike's in the house.
He's looking for a photo of the. Yeah, okay, he's got the
Probably
nuts,
the bolts, that's a rare one.
the bolts of a photo. Anybody would know where it's possible to get one.
A modal airplane? The modal biplane you're talking about?
No, the nuts
Here,
and
let me
bolts.
bring it. Actually, maybe
Can't
I
hardly
should.
understand you. They got TV in the background from somebody.
Who would know the most about Miles's history with the other players? Well, I would start with the game master.
Hey, Sparky, can you make me big? I share.
That's kind of personal, isn't it?
Okay.
Post disabled.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit! You got to get up. Sorry.
That's a stupid thing. I don't know why I can't set this and forget it. Share. Okay, you can share now.
This is the plane he has. But there's one called Bolts. And he wants to see if he can get the. He wants to try and get a photo of it, or if anybody knows where he. Or
Bobby Hunt would be the best bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Years ago on Stunt News, had an article on the nuts and the bolts.
They sure did.
And that's the last time I've seen anything on it. I believe there were pictures.
I think that's their plane, actually.
Could be.
Is that the one with the flying tail? Do you know, guys? I think it had a flying tail.
Sure looks like it.
Sure looks like it.
What's
I don't see inside.
Reminds me of a modified Neptune.
Yeah, it does.
He said that Bob Daly and Sam DeLines were buddies. I don't know if any of. I don't know. He's just trying to get this. He wants to build one. So he's trying to find a picture to get the accuracy of it. He wants to build it exactly the way it was.
Yeah.
So,
well,
okay.
the last I ever saw was in that Stunt News. Now, I think all of the Stunt News are available. They're posted online somewhere. Is it under Pampa? I think it's under Pampa.
I think it is, yes.
Only certain years, though. It only goes back so many.
I thought they had all the years.
So, John, you know the month and year of that?
No.
I'm sorry that I don't.
No chance.
Okay. I'll
It'd be after 2004 for sure, because that's when I joined and I remember seeing it.
You remember it? So, see, I'd have to. I joined in 81, so.
all right, I'll check with Bob Hunt, or maybe he'll be on later. Who knows?
He's probably got an album of pictures of it.
I bet he does too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Years back, Bill Fitzgerald built a Nulver with a flying tail. Has anybody else tried the flying stab?
Bill Wilson built one in Dallas and made it work. They told him, you can't do that, it won't work. Well, that was just like shaking something in Bill's face like a bull in red cloth. He built a full big ship and made it work.
I was just wondering why we don't see more of that. I would think it'd be very responsive.
You know, Russell has that airplane from China that's got a flying tail. and a weird bell crank and stuff. And I'm not smart enough to tell you why they don't do it, but I'm sure where you put it, how there's some stability issues, I suspect, for some reason, but I don't know. It hasn't been proven successful, or everybody would be using it after 60 years or 80 or whatever.
Yeah. If you want a project and you like building, you know, go for it. I mean, combat ships use a flying tail.
Uh-huh.
Bart had his hand up there for a good while.
Yeah. The first flying tail I saw, I believe, was a buddy of Bill Weirwich by the name of Rodney Ferris. And that airplane in the picture looks similar to the same shape. So it may be the one, but Rodney Ferris comes to mind.
Les Nearing had one too, that Billy and him built. The black airplane.
Something like that.
Don't you have that, Joe?
I got a Nearing Special, and it's got a regular tail. I've got a 1978 Nearing Special with the foam wing, and it's painted just like some of Billy's airplanes, that dark blue and the light blue trim going off the wings and tails. It was built the same shop. It's on it, right on it, 1978.
Yeah, this Nearing airplane I'm talking about is the same as that one that you got, only it has a flying stab and it's an
I'll be darned.
It didn't work because they hinged the stab too far close to 50%.
That's right.
Should have been at 25%.
Or 18, yeah. Howard could give you a good reason for it, I'm sure.
Yeah. But if you put that at 50%, it would be squirrely in the air.
Oh, crap, yes.
Early, and it has a chance of getting locked because of equal area either side of the pivot point.
That your new Stunt Hangar shirt?
No, it's my old one.
Oh. Got a 16 on it?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I can't find anything on that nuts and bolts.
I don't remember when I got it, Sparky, you know, but it has nothing on it except what you see right here.
Yeah, I did a run that had 16 on it and 16. I just revived that shirt for this run.
I saw that. That's why I'm wearing this, you know.
You revive this one too. This is an old
shirt. On that orange one?
Yeah, I revived this shirt. Let me get, where am I at? This is an old shirt, but I got a couple new ones coming.
Oh, cool. You're gonna put a store on the Stunt Hangar where
it's already there. There's an ad at the bottom of the page, of the main page. You'll see a link to the store. It's on Teespring. But if you go to my YouTube channel, all you have to do is hit shopping, and it'll take you right to the shirts.
Oh, okay. Bill, how's the painting coming?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Got shirts and mugs, and I think the hat's in there. I can't remember if I got it to take or not.
I'll take a look. Now, Phil, you got your muted. I want to ask you if you got any painting done this week.
Who?
Not that worked. It was so hot when I sprayed it went on like sandpaper. It was drying before it hit the paper, and it just, I went back and added more thinner, just sprayed it, would end up shooting it with just pure thinner, trying to get it to melt and level out, but it don't work. It didn't work. I got to go back and sand it down and make it look decent again. That's all right. I'm not gonna make it to the Nats this year anyway. I'll be there for the Worlds, but I won't be there for the Nats. So that one will be for next year now. It's a humongous and it's looked pretty good, but we'll have to see what happens. It's being a challenge. The pain is quite challenging. But I've got to learn how to use retarder. Tom Looper called me tonight and he was telling me he's painting one of his airplanes and he says he's using a 50-50 mix and then bringing it up to 60-40 with retarder.
Wow.
That's a lot of retarder, but it's awfully moist around here right now. It has rained hard the last few days and the humidity is just, oh my God. I went out this morning and let the dog out at what was it, 9 o'clock? 8:30, 9 o'clock. I don't remember. And it was already so hot. You felt like he's going to be sweating in just a few minutes. It was
Don't
ridiculous.
even break the spray gun out.
No, wasn't no point. Wasn't no point.
That's
So I just, I have to spray outside. That's the problem. I don't have power to the new place, to the new building yet. So as soon as I get that done, I think we'll be in the house. But I got a generator just in case power company keeps dragging its feet. I'll hook a generator up and make it work. But I've got a new big tank air compressor to go out there and everything. So it's going to be all right. It's just going to take me a while longer than I hoped. A lot longer than I hoped. But you know.
Hey,
We're
Phil.
getting there.
Phil,
Yeah.
you made me look up, see what the stats are where I'm at. Right now it's 91 outside, 12-mile-an-hour wind and 3% humidity.
Woo,
Oh,
3%. Go
good
shoot right there. Drive there
Go.
to shoot.
Keep it up, John. You're going to have a visitor come stay with you for a week or two while I paint a couple airplanes.
Well, it's, heck, this is high desert,
Yeah. What I remember of high desert, it's a dry heat. Yeah. It's still hot.
If you pick yourself up while you're painting outside, like you were inside, like those quartz heaters, and put that on the plane, that'll burn the blush out.
What?
Do what now?
The quartz heater.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
Those will burn the blush out.
I don't have a quartz heater anymore.
Yeah, they're the ones with the tubes in them.
Yeah, I gave them away. I gave them to a friend of mine.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find some at a garage sale.
Yep.
I'll have to look and see. Yeah.
Yeah, those, that's what I use in work. We have the big ones, but even at home, when I was using pure dope on a wing, it was blushing on me. I just put a little retarder on it, and then put the quartz heater on it, and then it'll just disappear.
I've had a little luck with that too. Spraying in retarder and just taking a monocoat heat thing and getting it hot.
Sometimes the heat gun with the blowing air on it makes it blush.
Yeah, well, I was in an air-conditioned house, but yeah, I know. The heat gave it a chance to get away, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll get it done here before long. I just haven't had any luck with that. But on the brighter side, I finished the SV11. I got it finished up, and thanks to Howard and some stuff he did for me, I got it looking good again. And then I finished the I forgot the name of the other little plane today, and got the switch in it, got it ready. I just got to put it on the stand and run it, get the prop speed up to 8,600, 9,600, and I'm gonna try to fly it tomorrow. We'll see. My wife said she'd go out with me and launch it, and we're gonna see if we can fly it tomorrow if the rain stops. Man, it's been raining here so much. Even when the rain stopped today about 2 o'clock, it looked like it was going to rain any minute, and my watch kept saying it's going to rain until 7. It didn't start again until 7. So who the heck knows? It stopped now. My dogs want me to take him out. I'm going to do that in just a minute. But it's been the wettest dadgum year I can remember. It's just ridiculous. It was so dry that you couldn't shoot anything. It was so dry and so hot that if you tried to shoot, it dried before it got to the airplane. And if it's not ridiculous dry and hot, it's so wet you can't shoot. But it'll work. It'll all come out in the wash. It'll be all right. I'll get there. I'm getting everything ready. I know what not to do now. I'm making myself a notebook on what not to do.
No.
Sometimes that's just as important. So
That's,
I'm
that's,
learning.
it's like Howard's note on building when he was doing the new dog. Remember, he had a big long list of things not to do.
Yeah. Yeah. John, I got a question for you. The
Okay,
canopy, the canopy on the Pathfinder 40, what is it?
that's a 12 or 14-inch standard jet style canopy.
Okay, I'll go to hobby shop, look for one. It's a
We
big old canopy, I know
we used
that.
to get them from SIG, but they're not making. But they're available out there. You can go online and find them too. You can start looking. You know.
Yeah, I got to looking at that thing and I said, if I take the landing gear
Watching
and put it down flat
in
and
hobby
put it down
things.
further down in the fuselage and clean up the front end from that and then
Would you
move a
buy it?
couple other things around, I can put a latch at the front and pull the canopy off the thing and put my batteries in there on a clip like Bob Hunt uses, and also use that to paint the airplane.
Yeah,
And I think it's going to work. I got doing some drawing. I believe it's going to work. So
sounds good. I
I'm
was
gonna.
talking to Denny the other day. I had a question about what he thought of it. Now, you know how he's got the side loader for the
Oh
batteries.
yeah,
Well, see what he does, and well, probably everybody does, is he's got two magnets towards the back and a little finger notch where you can get it, and it's got two little positioners, I guess, up the front, and he just pulls it out, sets it down, puts the battery. I said, I said, what's your thought? And I was thinking about doing this, about instead hinging that door, that hatch, so that it opened from the top and would just hang down out of the way, and use it, and then you'd only have to have two magnets up the top and just bring it up. But the thing is, if it ever blew off, it wouldn't blow off. It should, so you don't lose a flight, is what I'm thinking. Ever had a part blow off and lose a flight? Yeah, it's always the best flight you put in that day.
no, that's a good idea. But I'm thinking about doing that. And my buddies kept telling me, no, as big as that canopy is, and as far back as it is, you can't do that on the front. You'll have to use a block canopy, a wooden canopy, and paint it. And do No, I'm gonna do it with a plastic canopy. Don't tell me what I can't do. Tell me how I can do what I want to do. But I'm gonna make it work. I
Well,
think I'm
you
put
could
it in at the front and hinge it at the back. But I'm gonna use one of those we used them on. Everybody says they won't last. They won't last. Dude, I used them on a sailplane in speed runs that were doing a lot faster than a stunner will ever go, and they stayed together. So I don't see any reason why they won't stay down on a stunner.
you could do it like you're saying, hinge it in the back, or you could hinge it in the front. I would use two 1/8-inch wooden dowels. Just poke it into the, and then
Yeah,
bring it down and use that latch thing back there. I
that's what I'm
like
gonna
that
do.
because if you get anything under it can't build up any pressure under the front to lift it off.
Right, that's what I
Especially
was
if
thinking.
it tries to put it on tighter because it can't lift the nose.
Some of the planes Bob's designed has had the canopy open from the front, but I noticed that Bob is using two 440s to hold the canopy down.
Yes.
So I said, I don't want to go to all that complexity because I always worry about the what ifs. And what if that battery starts smoking, or what if something gives you trouble? You need to be able to get that sucker apart quick. You can't do that if you got to take 440s out. And
Yep.
I don't lose the whole airplane because I couldn't get a battery out and sling it out in the grass,
Yeah.
So, well,
It might be cheaper to lose the airplane and get a hand burn off.
Yeah, got a good point there.
that's a good point. That's a good point. My
If it's
wife and my
smoking,
dog are playing, and he
if
sounds
it's
like he's going to eat
snowing,
her up, but
if that battery's smoking, I'm running away. I ain't walking.
Uh,
Well, I
Sounds
saw
like the
one.
voice
I
of
saw one on the
experience
early
there.
ones. I saw one on the early ones come in. A sailplane come in, and got caught in the rain, and he come down, and that thing burst into flames and just tore the whole front of the sailplane off. Just
You bet.
God, what a mess! And nothing doing, but it was a brand new Super Esprit with a handmade carbon fuselage. I mean, it couldn't have been just one of the regular airplanes. It had to be the nicest thing at the field that day. Oh well. Anyway, we learn from our mistakes a lot faster than we learn from our successes. I found that out.
I
Oh.
kind of think the biggest part of wisdom we have comes from more mistakes than successes.
Amen to that. I guarantee mine are, because I remember my successes, but I remember a lot more failures than I do successes.
Failures usually cost you a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fine line between being strong enough and being too strong, where it's so heavy it won't fly, or so light it won't stay together. I've done them all three ways.
Yeah.
It takes a little learning curve. It's quite a learning curve there. I built
Yeah.
one with a removable wing, and the wing bolted in the saddle in the middle, and I thought that's cool. 2 bolts from the bottom went in to hold the landing gear on the airplane. It goes through the landing gear and goes up through the fuselage and then up through the wing and into a pine block on top and 2 T-nuts. I thought, well, that'll hold the front down, and just use pine block and 2 T-nuts on the back. You got it. It sounds great. Problem is, in cutting all that out for the saddle, the front end was so weak right there at that joint that it eventually just vibrated to the point it cracked all the way around, and I had to go in and put biscuits in it. That made it so heavy. It looks neat. It's hanging on the wall in the basement. It looks neat, but it's
Yeah. That's a common fate with a lot of planes, isn't it?
yeah.
They look neat, but you
Yeah.
made some error or some misjudgment or something. And
Yeah, I'll have to strip it down one of these days and put some fiberglass or carbon on it and beef it up inside a little bit too. It's supposed to be Uno. It was a 1986 European champion,
oh,
and it's got more ribs in it than anything I ever built. But it's interesting airplane. I got a guy trying to buy it, and he might just get it one of these days.
yeah. I was hoping Denny would be here.
Mm-hmm.
He, I guess, he did fly his new plane a couple days ago.
Oh heavens, he's already flown it.
Yeah, he went out and got a couple of flights on it. He said it flew okay. He's got some things he's got to work on it with, but it's going to be his next plane. So.
Oh, it is. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, he's going to the old tradition. You show up at the nets of the plane you finished a week ago.
I wish Bob was here. I wish Bob was here, because I'd sure rag him about that. He's done that a lot.
What was the name of that airplane again, John, that he's working on? Dennis?
Yeah, I forget what he named it, what he calls it, but it's beautiful. It's got a real high aspect ratio wing, and it's got a fiberglass fuselage. You remember that one? Because Art and his grandson, I think his grandson, brought it to VFC one year, and they were showing it was a big fiberglass, not a carbon fiberglass fuselage. So he's got that on.
The ellipse. The ellipse. If it was his grandson's plane, it's called an ellipse.
Well,
okay.
It was,
guys, I'll be back in a few minutes. I got to take the dog out.
Don't let him bite anybody.
Want to take mine out while you're at it, Phil?
Do what?
You want to take my dog out while you're at it?
I tell you what, if he was here, I would. He's a sweetheart.
Look at him, staring at him,
Yeah, he's sitting there wanting me to throw the ball for him.
Let's go play, Dad.
What's that?
Let's go play, Dad.
Yeah.
That blue airplane's looking pretty good, Barky.
He's gonna rub all the paint off it.
Yeah.
So what are you working on, John?
I've been working on the electric version of the Trailblazer, getting that drawn up and everything right. I've been playing mainly with the adaptation of Denny's motor battery box that he came up with for profiles. It's a real clever deal, and I modified it somewhat to fit my circumstances, but I think it's going to work real well. And I think it's going to come out. The electric version will likely come out lighter than the IC version.
Boy, that'd be a challenge.
Well, they're just starting to design airplanes from the ground up for motors, for electric power, and so in the past, most of them have been converted, or many of them have been converted to IC planes, and they're all built like hell in the nose to take all this vibration and give you the strength and that you need up there. Whereas with a electric, it doesn't require as much strength because there's less vibration.
I know, but you still got that weight of that battery.
You bet.
Yeah, but you getting that battery gets back closer. You use it as your balance. So, when you get it all laid out, if you've done a good job at it, you're pretty much in line with what you get with an IC motor and a fuel tank, especially when the fuel tank's full.
Fuel tank's full to be more a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep forgetting we got to put liquid in there.
Yeah.
However, when you need less nose heavy at the end of the pattern, it's less weight at the hourglass and the 4-leaf clover because it's burning off fuel. Or the electric plane is as heavy as it is when it took off.
Same weight, so you have to take that in consideration. Yeah.
I can feel that battery. It don't matter. I built purpose-built. I built 5 purpose-built electric airplanes, and I have the lightest battery. I got one of them sitting up there. Those Thunder Power 5-cell jobs. They weigh 10 ounces, and I could feel that battery. It doesn't matter where you put it. You can feel it in the nose.
Yeah. That's true. You're absolutely right.
Concentrated weight. I mean, it's like I tried to explain it to Brett Buck one time. Take a shovel and put a turd at the end of the shovel and pick it up by the end of the handle and feel how much that weighs. Well, put the turd closer to the middle. It's still the same weight. You can still feel the turd.
Yeah, but your moment arm is going to help you.
It don't matter. It's momentum. That's why they like them Fox 35s, because they were only 6 ounces.
And the nose is short.
Yeah.
Get the prop closer to the CG.
Well, I got an airplane up there, my S6B Supermarine. It weighed 58 ounces. It's got a 66-inch wingspan, PA 65 in the nose, and a muffler on it. And the nose moment is 8 3/4. That's a short nose for that airplane.
That's
and
perfect.
It still feels nose heavy. And
It sure shouldn't.
It's got a 19-inch tail moment on it.
That ought to be a sweeter. I like the shorter noses and the lighter props. Get the lightest prop you can make work too. I think is beneficial.
All that would make a difference, wouldn't it, Joe?
It does, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Get all that mass not slinging around everywhere.
Well, the one thing that I've done with that battery box is I've notched the wing, and I've moved. You can go as far back into the wing with that battery as is possible and still have the belt crank in there in a decent location.
So that's the same place as my fuel tank, right on the bell crank.
Yeah.
Oh, do you use all those trip strips and gurney flaps and all that?
Me?
Yes.
On my PA airplanes, I don't put anything on a classic or old time. I think that's a travesty. But on the modern stuff, I've sure used it. Profiles.
Oh, yeah.
I can't say that it helps everything, but I think I can tell a difference in most of the stuff I've played with. I've put the vortex generators in the wrong places, and I can tell you where not to put them.
Mhm. with the white, what do they call that?
Zigzag tape.
Yeah, the zigzag tape. Yeah.
I've got on the Blue Max, it's got zigzag tape on the wing, the tail, and the gurney flaps and vortex generators.
Get it all.
And it's got a Rojet 67 on the rear exhaust with a 12.6 rev up W. And it'll turn, mister. Y'all can fly it if you want when you're at the Nats. You'll go, holy hell, Joe, you ain't very good pilot. That thing does it by itself.
Well, you know the wind's going to blow, you know.
I let Russell fly some airplanes, and he just comes off shaking his head. I make mine do that. I said, well, you won't do what I tell you. You got to do what I tell you, boy. I think it starts at the handle, y'all. From the handle, the wires, the bell crank, the flap rate, everything. It's
that control.
It's hard to get a good airplane, I think. Hard.
That control system is the heart of the airplane.
It is. The handle, the engine, the prop, the momentum, how it brakes, how it picks up out on the RPM and stuff. It's a whole package deal.
Yep. You get part of it working, you'll say, oh, that's great. You know, if you've been raised up on, 424 brakes or 424 brakes and old style stunt. But you get a little bit here, a little bit there. You think, oh man, I've died and gone to heaven. But when you grab hold of one that's got the full bore, full blank, most up. What am I trying to say?
High zoot.
High zoot. There you go. So the whole thing is all zooted up, and it all works together.
It's holding hands, man. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I can't. Electric has got. It's coming, dude. There ain't nothing better. You can adjust so much stuff, but you still got to build that airplane. Get the bell crank, the flaps, the elevators perfectly smooth, the angles on everything right, and then you got to know what you want before you can ask the airplane to do it for you.
Yep. And most of us are lacking somewhere along the line there.
I am. I spend a lot of time wasting flights trying to figure things out.
Yeah, well, I know I certainly am. Gordy will tell you I
am. Gordon knows what he wants and what he's doing.
Yes,
I've seen his airplanes fly.
I've flown a couple of his airplanes.
I've never flown one of Gordy's, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty righteous.
Too bad you didn't get to fly that little red twin.
Yeah, I'd like to fly in that airplane.
Which one?
The little twin. Yeah.
Well, the twin?
I saw it fly at Tucson. The only thing wrong with that airplane, it wasn't mine.
Well, you come visit me and I'll give you one.
All right. That airplane's a killer profile, dude. Ooh, you can win some contests with that rascal.
Yeah.
Which one's that?
I gave it to Howard Rush, and he flew it in profile up the Northwest, and he won with a 565 or 568 score. And the closest one to him was like about a 505.
Ooh.
And that's a Hershey bar wing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to skin the cat, John.
I know.
Yeah, I've let Brett Buck fly a couple of my airplanes. Well, quite a few of them. There's a couple there that should be a law against it.
That's the way I like them.
Yeah,
If
me
I
too.
could, I want mine. I like jump up on my arms. I don't want to bend over and pick you up. Jump up to me, y'all.
His Tony was a darn good stunner.
Yeah,
I
the
bet.
first one was awesome.
I have no doubt.
Danny, did you get any more flights on your new plane?
Yeah, I did. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, whatever. So not yet
That's
a happy
positive,
airplane.
man. Not happy yet?
Still not happy. So
Oh,
it's pretty
Sure
happy,
looks
but it's
good.
not completely happy. So
you can borrow my ringmaster.
yeah, the only thing I do with a ringmaster is plow fields.
You'd beat me with it's what you'd probably do.
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. No, ain't nobody going to beat you with a ringmaster. So there it is.
Get that a little closer so you can see a little bit.
Yeah. Let me put my glasses on. Hold on.
What the heck?
Got
I
to
can
make
never
him
get these
big or
lights
something. I
right.
want to see this plane.
We're looking right at the light.
I know. I
Supposed
can't
to be
seem to
behind
get
you.
it.
Put your head in front of the light. Step to your right. More to the right. You're
You.
right.
Mm,
There you
There
go.
you go. Whoa.
Whoop.
Right there.
Right there.
Whoa. Right there.
Oh.
Good idea, Sparky.
Turn the wing up. There you
Say
go.
something, Danny. I got you. So when you talk, you get big on mine.
all right.
I
I just
made
keep
him
talking
big.
about it. So,
Oh, good.
yeah,
I haven't
this is
seen
the
it.
one.
Not on mine yet.
No, he's little on mine.
Yeah, same here.
What?
How the heck did you do that so fast?
What is that? A 64-inch wingspan?
It's about 61.
61?
Yeah,
640-inch wing?
610.
Yeah.
So
That's a high aspect, baby. That
yeah,
rascal's
6
going
to
to
1
turn.
aspect ratio, and then that's that glass fuselage I was showing off. So
Yeah.
it's
That's
really
a good
really
looking
sleek.
plane.
That must be 11-inch nose.
10 and a half.
That's close. Long ways away to
Mhm.
be guessing that good.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Yes,
Admission.
sir.
32-inch
That's
wingspan.
pretty. That's pretty, Dennis.
61.
61.
Yeah.
Yeah, 61.
Got about a
anhedral in
23%
it?
tail.
You got anhedral in the tail?
No, it's straight.
Oh, okay.
So
That's a nice looking airplane, boy.
Isn't it?
it
Dennis
is.
with a straight tail, with a conventional tail.
And
I don't know
look
if
how
we can
fast he
handle
got
this.
it painted.
How
There
the heck
you
did you paint
go.
that thing so fast?
Monaco.
Dennis,
It's a top flight paint.
Off-flight paint, yeah.
Yeah, the fuselage is the glass fuselage is painted, and the wings and tail are coated. So
well, it sure looks good.
yeah,
Very nice.
it looks good. It looks video good. It's not so good in real life, but I'm a little disappointed that it's not happy doing triangles yet. But I think I figured out what the problem might be. So I'll try that. No, I can't do it tomorrow. I'll try it out Wednesday and see if I got it. But
Well, if it flies as good as it looks, you'll be doing just fine.
what's kind of cool about it is it doesn't use any battery at all.
That's because
Really?
it's sleek.
Yeah.
It's a sleek rascal.
Well, it used the same batteries that I have in a Mobest. In a Mobest, I use about 2100 milliamps. And this one I'm using 1900.
Oh,
Good
that's a lot
grief.
different. That's 10%.
Yeah,
What's the weight of it?
Hmm?
What's the weight? Must be in the low 60s.
58.
Yeah.
I was wishing it was in a. I think it's heavy. It flies like it's heavy. It flies like it needs to be like it should be a little lighter. So, but I've been sneaking up on it a little bit. I've only got 5 patterns on it now over 2 days. So it still has secrets to give up. Let's put it that way. So
Did you say 58 or 68?
5.8.
5.8. That doesn't sound.
It's a 610 wing, you said.
610 wing area, 58 ounces. It's not a happy combination, but it shouldn't be that bad.
No, you got a
Power's
23%
good.
tail, 23% tail. Look like a big tail.
It's about a 28% tail.
Yeah.
And
Are you over flapping it by
the
chance?
hinge line measurement is 20 inches. So, it's a long tail and a big tail.
It won't make it move very far.
Yeah, and flying it with the CG is right on the MAC basically, and it points where it's supposed to go. Does fabulous rounds, really good squares, and I'm having trouble on the last corner of the triangle. So of all places,
Is it
not a good
settling?
place to have trouble, huh?
Is it settling?
It's
Sliding?
yeah, it's doing that. I think I finally figured it out as a really boneheaded thing here. I had not gone through the exercise on figuring the tip weight. Discovered tonight I was carrying about twice as much tip weight as I needed,
Oh
or as I
my.
should have needed. And I think what's happening is I'm turning that corner and it's dropping the wing, and nothing good happens after that.
That's
You
right.
know,
You lose
drop
lift
the
when that
corner. Yeah,
happens.
everything goes to hell in a hurry. And every airplane I've ever had, somewhere along the line, it usually starts out, early on. It shows off it's going to, what it's going to be its best maneuver. This one loves doing overhead eights. I've never had an airplane that did a good overhead eight. This one loves doing overhead eights. So I have
Question
no
for the
idea.
trimmers. Denny's having a problem in his triangles. This airplane here, the only maneuver it doesn't do, it won't lock into inverted flight. You got any ideas? Turns equal inside and out. I cannot get it to lock in and inverted.
I say the only thing I've been messing with, and I've had it both, where it would go inverted, not upright, or upright, not inverted. I've been messing around with thrust lines.
Yeah.
Your case, maybe a tick of down thrust, one washer, number 4 washer under the front mounting. And see what effect you get out of that.
Have you taken a piece of little wire and put it in front of the elevator and stabilizer on the front of that where it would, right here, where the bending motion's here, put it on bottom right on that hinge line. Just a little piece of 16th wire littler. Have you tried that by chance?
On the bottom?
Uh-huh.
I have not tried that.
I'd try it. It don't cost much. And piece of Scotch tape, and you can use wooden or a piece of wire, either one. Just something to make it ruffle right there and make it have some down thrust. Pull the thing down. It might lock in better for you.
Now let me see what I got here.
It'd be worth a try, Sparky. At this point in the game.
I agree with you.
Aggravating, I tell you that right now. I think I got a carbon fiber that I can use.
Yeah, that'd work. Just a little bitty something, just to ruffle that air up a little bit. Make the elevator want to sit down. It'll either help or hurt. I don't know which, but I think it'll help. Aerodynamics are hard. And I think they're harder on tethered airplanes because you're flying half ball out of center all the time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got a piece of flat carbon fiber that's 1/8 inch wide and about, I don't know, get some calipers here.
If it's 60 thousandths, it'll be something.
It's probably 60. Let me check.
You could put a 4 or 5 inch piece on each side. Try it. It won't cost much. You could take 1/8 inch striping tape and just put 3 layers of that on there and do the same thing for a test.
Mm-hmm.
3 layers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Not
stuff's
very
about
thick. You gotta build it
20
up.
thick. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think Joe's pretty doggone close on. You're going to end up pretty close to a 1/16 of an inch.
Yep.
Let's try it.
Been there, done that. It won't
Good
stay on
idea.
for a long time, but you can learn
Mhm.
things.
a few times that I've had a hunting airplane, even though the flaps and elevator look neutral to the eye, they really weren't neutral aerodynamically. And so I played changing the elevator instance with the flaps and cured it.
That's right. If it
Well-
hunts inverted, usually the flaps are down at neutral.
So that
When
means
the flaps are
elevator's
toward the
gotta
sky.
That means
Elevator
the
needs to
gotta
go up. Elevator needs to go up.
But the more I bend it up, the worse it gets.
Then quit that and try something else. You got an instance issue somewhere, like Dennis said.
Mm-hmm.
Do the 3 pieces of tape or on the elevator. Try some trick in the air.
Got this blue fine line tape I could try.
That's it.
That'll work.
Stay on long though.
It don't have to, it's a test.
And
If it helps, then you can do something permanent, more permanent.
I got a 16th inch carbon fiber rod. Would that be better?
I don't know if it'd be better, but either one would be fine, I think.
You're just going to put it on to try it. I think the easiest way to do it would be that tape thing, because you don't have to create anything.
And you could just heat it a
Stick
little bit
on
and
and
it'll come right
come
off.
off. Should come off clean too. So
Heat it up just a kiss, it'll roll right off.
tell
It
you
may
what,
not-
if you're not sure, the neat thing about tape too, clean up the airplane good so it sticks down pretty good, but then you can try it, and then you can do a before and after in about one flight. Try it and take it off and see what the difference is, and see that'll help let you know if you're on the right track a little more or
I
a little
agree.
less or something like that.
I agree. It's so nice when you just can lock them in and look away. I've even had a handle not quite right. Can cause that a little bit sometimes. Seems like your little finger pressure one more than the other causes you issues sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Stunt's really easy. All you gotta do is give it up or down or neutral, Dennis. How hard can it be?
Yeah.
Yep. It's like slinging a rock around us on a string.
Joe, what about turbulators?
I don't know if it helps stability or not, but turbulators I think make lift and make you have power in the elevator. But I don't know if that help that hunting or not. Hunting, I think, either controls locking up or instability of flap elevator. Something's not happy.
I would think the turbulators I'd be more interested in if it was a fully planked wing or something like that, but Sparky's got an I-beam there, so he's got an awful lot going on already in the airfoil and stuff like that. So I don't know, I was just looking at the Dr. Selig's book. I was on some things, and come to that, he had some ideas on trip strips and how they work on different Reynolds numbers and stuff like that. And we're probably at that edge where they don't really matter, but but he calls out he mentions it, like on free flight models and stuff like that, the very low Reynolds numbers, they always had good luck with turbulator spars and things like that. So, but I don't know. Trouble with turbulator spars is that you can't add them and take them out. If they're in there, they're there for the duration. So you throw the wing away and build a new one. So
I've never used them but twice, but they work great both times.
Howard Rush could tell you all about that. Way better.
They didn't do what I had hoped they would do on a sailplane in the high speed stuff, but boy, they helped the low speed. Golly. Right around landing speeds, it made it so much more maneuverable.
So what you adding that wire to the bottom of the stabilizer on Sparky's plane do? What effect?
I think it just makes a little down pressure. It makes the airplane want to suck down. And when it sucks down, it lets the controls find the places you can hang on to it better and be stable. I don't know why, but I've had that experience. Go ahead, John.
I've got it may be totally out in the blue, but I think you're getting a little turbulation there of the air. And I think what that does is creates a negative pressure. It's similar to like drooping your elevator.
Right. So I noticed, I mean, if I was messing around with the plane, like if I had a plane that was flying with its tail dragging,
Uh-huh.
I would put more to the flaps. I would put more down elevator, a little bit, like a half a turn, and that would kick the tail up.
That's
Neutral.
right.
Fly.
The flaps are hanging up, what's causing that, and it
Right.
hangs down. So you shorten this and it goes like that, you know.
So basically, so on Sparky's plane, that should kick the tail up then, right?
Yeah. In
Not-
his circumstance, I think the flaps are down, but he said when he changed it, it got worse. He bent the elevators and it got worse. So there's something else going on there probably on that. I don't, but yes, Al, that's for me, my level flight, I pay attention to that a lot. And if it's
Right.
hunting one way or the other, for me, if the flaps are toward the sky, it'll hunt. So
Right.
if it's inverted and it's hunting, the flaps are probably down. So I'd lengthen the elevator 1/8 of a turn and come up a little. Then the next test is just get you equal handle and go down and from 5 feet, whack on it hard and watch it turn and watch the development of that turn. Is one of them stalling? And if it is stalling, is it too much flap slowing down and cause it to stall? Or is it lack of flap and it's sliding? Too much flap, I think, can stall an airplane too. And if the triangle, like Dennis says, too much flap, you'll see them shudder and shake. The airplane's slowing down and the elevators can't overcome the lift it's making.
Right.
In my opinion, I'm not smart enough to be talking to y'all, probably, truth be known.
Yeah, right.
There's what I got, Joe. It goes that long. It's about an 1/8 inch ahead of the hinge line,
That's fine.
and it
Yep.
goes out 3 layers.
That's fine. And put both sides just like that. And then fly it tomorrow. If you can't tell the difference, take it off and fly it again. Get you a good needle setting where it's running right, and then do a back-to-back test on a good needle setting.
There you go.
That's my recommendation.
Seeing if it was
Like I know
electric, you
something.
could do that in about 3 minutes.
That's exactly right, John.
If it's worse, then put it on the other side.
There you go.
Yes, that's true.
I grabbed a can of thinner and wiped across this. And took
That
the
may have been a
top out.
mistake.
Huh?
That was a mistake.
Yeah. Instead of the ATX. So now I got to bring the shine back. It'll come back.
No, I can't find it.
So I don't know what you're flying this year at the Nets, Joe. What are you flying?
I'm flying a Cavalier. I had Big Blue fixed up and been flying it and had it working pretty good, but that wing cracked. So I said, I'm not going to take it back there and
Oh yeah.
blow the wing off again. So I'll just fly the Cavalier. If I can get the 10 or 11th or 12th of the Cavalier, I'll be tickled.
Is it one you've flown there before?
Yes, I flew it there last year and got 11th
Okay.
in PA.
Well, maybe you're more used to it now.
We've been friends a long time.
Oh.
Joe, fly the ringmaster. What the hell?
I'm
Yeah,
flying
the
it in old
Ringmaster.
time this year. I'm going to check. We'll go fly old time and classic too, just one more time, just because.
Wow, yeah.
Then I'm going to take a Blue Max to fly. Oh, Judge's calibration, Dennis. You're on that list too, I saw.
I had to back out of it. We got
Oh,
some
did you?
things going on. Yeah, so I'm not going to
Okay.
be doing that. That's kind of a shame.
I don't feel,
As close to a world champ as I'm ever going to get. I'm not even going to be that close. So, oh well.
That'd be fun to warm them up.
I feel better about not flying old timer classic this year to Nats. Joe's
Why?
going to be there.
That don't mean
Joe's
nothing.
going to be there.
That don't mean nothing.
I've seen you fly, brother.
We'll see. You go do the job and see what happens, man. It's John Ashford said years ago, you drive to the contest, You pays your money, you flies your flights, and you gets what you get, man. I added to that, we'll go have spaghetti for supper that night. It'll be all right.
There you go. You play my daddy always said you play the game and you takes your chances.
That's right. Flies your flights and get what you get. It'll all be okay. I don't know where
One of my favorite movies, the guy says, don't worry about it. It'll all come out in the wash.
In the wash. It will.
Well, I like that. It's an old classic where the little Mexican guy says, "We don't need no stinking."
We don't need no badges. We don't need no stinking badges. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was right around the era of my name, Jose Jimenez.
He wore a crash helmet. I don't want the crash helmet. That didn't look like a good idea. If you had to have a helmet to go fly it, that wasn't on my stuff. Whoa, wait a minute. No, I don't see it.
Are they holding the Reno races? I guess they've been moved, but
I don't know. I haven't heard.
I haven't either. I'd heard when they shut it down, they were talking about still having them, but I don't know if they decided on where.
I don't either. I know at
I
Oshkosh
think there was nothing for this year. They were going to try to do, the next race is going to be in 2025. They couldn't make it happen in 24, but I don't even remember where. Was it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I know. You remember Clay Lacey? John, remember Clay Lacey had the Mustang that was purple? You remember saying that? It's been restored. It was at Oshkosh this year, brand new.
Really?
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was getting the daily reports from that, and just kind of dying a little bit every time. It was like, oh man, there's so much cool. I've never been to that, and I gotta.
You've never been to Oshkosh?
No,
Oh, it's the biggest dog and pony show you ever been to in your life.
I used to live 70 miles north of Oshkosh. I lived there for like 15 years, and I was there every day during Oshkosh. And it was neat when I found out that my AMA membership, I showed that I was a pilot, a model pilot, but I was a pilot, and so I could go into the pit area.
I'll be darned.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now I got another reason why I gotta go. So,
Well, if you buy a membership, you can go in too.
Well, I got a membership, so okay.
You can buy the membership and go in. I was there 2 years ago, I think, and you walk down the row of 195s, and if I said there's 50 195s, there may be 70, I don't know. You say, oh, that's the prettiest 195 I ever saw. And you walk 2 more rows. No, that's the prettiest. No, that's, oh my gosh. It's like they're made out of chrome. It's like somebody, whoa, my word.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my favorite finishes on the aluminum airplanes. You get those suckers polished up like that. It's like,
I had a friend up in Alaska that had a 195, and he and his wife would take it out on Sundays, and you'd see it flying around the valley.
I got enough antiques. Okay, can you see this? Does anybody recognize that logo?
Viking
it's
model.
A Japanese kit.
Okay.
And it's called a S and E. It's like a S and E. It's a Ringmaster kit out of D Hill's collection.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. Japanese kit. I don't know from when. And I found this label on one kit for sale on the internet. It was a P-38. But this rascal has a tank in it, a bell crank, the lead out wires, wheels in the kit. It's got the prettiest tank you ever saw in it.
Well, wait. If it's a Ringmaster, does it copy Sterling? Is the fuselage made out of oak and the
no? This is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice kit, Dennis.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at that tank.
Oh, geez.
See the tubes up and down, suction tubes.
Wow.
Oh my!
That was in the kit.
Oh.
Got a little pair of look like banner wheels. I don't know if those are banners or not.
No, they're not banners, but
they're not banners.
I think they're aristocrats.
Okay. Then there's a bell crank and a set of lead out wires. The gear's bent on it. The ribs are pretty nice balsa.
Some of those Japanese kits were pretty good.
This is a pretty nice kit.
Yeah, I was going to say it can't be a true ringmaster if the parts fit and stuff like that. So
I don't know if the parts fit or not, but it's got the standard looking
Oh yeah,
plywood, the cheap plywood. The leading
not
edges,
the
I
mahogany
thought they were
plywood, huh?
interesting.
So
It's got the standard trailing edges with notches. But
uh-huh.
look at these. Look at the leading edges. We could play baseball with these.
oh my goodness.
Oh, you got to carve it?
You got to
Wow.
carve it, but it's got a notch cut in it for your
For the joiner,
half circle.
notches for
You
the
gotta-
ribs.
But it's not. This is built at 26 or 7 ounces. I'm sure it wouldn't be terribly light, but it would build pretty good. I'm thinking this is a pretty cool kit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Joe, how old would the kit be?
You know, I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out.
Just curious.
I know D was in the military in the early 60s in Japan. But
I
D
was going to
collected
guess
stuff.
it would probably be in the 60s.
He collected stuff just because he did. You know, he had stuff. But I would think it's a 60s kit. But the S&E, they built some 10 airplanes too, like little 10 Jennies and
Show
lots
the
of
tank
10
again,
airplanes.
Joe. I made you big here. Show the tank, the
Oh,
fuel
the
tank.
tank. The
Yeah.
tank.
Yeah.
That's the back. There's the front, the two tubes going up and down inside, the suction tube. And it's two halves glued together.
That don't weigh nothing, does it?
Oh, I don't think it weighs a quarter ounce. No, they don't weigh a quarter ounce. But somebody did that's pretty, they molded it and glued it together, of course. And I don't know what this string's for. I didn't look at the directions. They had a plan for that too. Wired onto the airplane or something. I don't know. But it's a pretty nice
I think
little
you're
kit.
right. I think you're right, Joe. I think that's what
I
it was
think that
for.
to go through the fuselage and wired on the airplanes, I
Yeah.
think. Even got tissue in it. The plans look just like our ringmaster plans.
Are they
Hello?
gated or anything?
Yeah.
English?
You still alive?
Kinda.
How's your left eye doing?
Mute him.
It's in English. They're in English.
Huh.
I don't know. I thought it's pretty interesting.
Well, I got damn
Gotta
lucky.
find
with
a
the printer on
Sterling
this thing. It
historian
didn't
and
hurt.
see if they had some kind of active licensing going on. Or if
I bet you're right, Danny. That kid is too quality for them to have just.
well, it's got an awful lot of similarities. Like Joe says, if the plans are the same and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That smacks of
It shows a K&B 29 for the engine.
uh-huh.
And it shows how to do the lead outs, wrap the lead outs.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pretty nice kit for the day.
Well, back in the 60s, the ringmaster had a really good reputation as far as its flying. And
There's some idiot from Oklahoma flies them okay.
yeah, I heard about him. He doesn't fall down, he's gonna win.
Huh.
Yeah, but I don't know, when we started off in the 60s and stuff, the ringmasters, those were for beginners. The flight streaks is what everybody wanted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'd fly, they'd
More maneuverable.
master apart. Yeah.
Yeah, I got something today. I got something from England shipped in, and this packing paper was in there. And it looks like, it's got a grain to it. It doesn't look like Jap tissue, but it looks like it might be very light. That's a full sheet right there. Well, actually, a piece has been cut out of it.
If you spit on it, does it melt or will it stay together? You know what I'm saying? If you licked it, would it stay
Yeah.
together?
Yeah. What's it taste like? Oh,
No,
licorice.
Yeah.
wood.
Licorice,
Yeah.
wood. That may be okay.
It's
We're having
staying
the leak
together.
test.
Pass the spit test. That's a
Well,
good thing.
it's like Jap tissue. I pull on it and it splits there where it's wet.
Yep.
But it's probably appropriate to Jap tissue, and it's black.
If you put an iron to it, you might level it out and use it. Plenty
Yeah.
good for something, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it would be good on if you were next time you build your Japanese tissue free flight, you use that for the black pinstripes on it and stuff like that.
Oh,
the
yeah.
clear trim.
Well, it's going in the stash.
Uh-huh. But certainly using it on solid wood would be easy, or
Yes.
using it
Yeah.
as a trim color may or may not have the strength for open bays, but
Sure might work for trimming.
yeah.
Well, you can always put on either put the Mylar on first, or put the Mylar over the top of it.
Either way, yeah. If you want a grain looking, you could have it. Yeah, absolutely.
I got a whole bunch of that Mylar stuff the other day or a couple months ago. So
When I first got into this, some contest, there was a combat airplane crashed, tore up. So I got it out of the trash can and brought it home and rebuilt the wing and got it ready to go. And I didn't have anything to cover it with. And Colleen had some kind of a plastic looking stuff. And I heated it and it got tight. I said, well, I'm going to try it. So I glued it on there and heated it. And it tightened up so pretty. And when I flew that booger, it just blew off like a rag, dude. It didn't stay on where it should. It's come on. I said, well, that was a bad idea, but I tried it. I'm not cheap, John. I'm economical.
that's right. That's right. Practical as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not cheap, but I'm reasonable.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm not cheap, but I'm easy, you know.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
learned
wait
my
a-
lesson. If you want to play with model airplanes, do it the best way you can, man. Just think what it costs to go to a contest. If it costs you another $100 to get a good engine, just buy it. It's
Yeah.
cheaper in the long run.
You know, you're absolutely right on that. Back when I was unable to, I was a teenager, you know, I'd buy used engines, you know, because that was
That's what
all
we
I
all
could
did.
afford, you know. And they were, by the time I'd get them, they were all black and they didn't have a whole lot of compression, but you know, you could get them to run, and you know, but I wanted the first really what I'd call good stunt engine I ever bought was a McCoy 35 Redhead.
Sure.
And I got it on sale for $395 in the plastic box. And it was a real fortune for me. Dick Williams judged the contest once out where I lived. He came kind enough to come out and judge our little club contest. And he saw I was running that McCoy, and after the contest was over, he sat me down and he told me all the things about what I needed to know about making that engine last. And then we started up, he set it for it, and he said, now take it off and fly it. And I swore I wasn't going to get off the ground. It was going so slow. And so I got it off the ground and I flew it around and around and around, and until it take right out and I landed. He said, why didn't you do anything? I said, it's going so slow. He says, try it, I'll guarantee you. So I did a loop on the next one, and I found out what 424 really meant.
There you go.
Yep. And I never touched that. You know, I was in Southern California, so the weather was pretty much the same all the time when we were out flying. I never touched that, hardly ever touched. I think I may have adjusted the needle about once or twice in the next 2 years.
Put 1029 caster in it and have a nice day.
That's right. That's right. A 10.5 or a 10.6 top flight.
Yep. Get a top flight, big maple, and have at it. The kids, I built them at Sterling Mustang. They've soloed it 5 times a piece now, but it's a 52 die cast Fox on it. And I'm, of course, feeding it 1029s and letting it run rich for the children. And I'm thinking, I'm going to build an airplane for that engine. It runs too dang good. It just sounds so beautiful, you know, just cracking around there, running so nice.
Oh, it's interesting. You know, we don't, I mean, even the modern Stunt engines, they'll break. You know, you'll hear them break in the pattern, but it's nothing like listening to a well-tuned and balanced, everything balanced out like we were talking earlier, with an older Stunt engine, you know, like an OS-35S or a Fox or
right. McCoy 40. Oh,
McCoy 40 Redhead. Awesome. I've got one of those that Tom Lake did. Tom Lake heat treated the pistons so I could run a muffler on. And boy, that is a sweet running engine.
I've had good luck running the Brodak 40s on 10.6 EW props with anywhere from, you know, 10 to 20% nitro, depends on the day and the heat. With the old wooden 10.6 EW, those props
That's
are
just because
magic.
you can find 10.6 EWs. The rest of us can't.
I paid a lot of money to get mine. I ain't trading them.
Well, I got one of the first of the Brodak 40s that came in, and Gordon will tell you mine is an outlier. It does not like to run in a stunt run. It won't do a stunt. Really.
The timing, if it was one of the very early ones,
the
timing was different. They had the boost port in the back would open up before the snurly ports did. I went through that. You could fix I mean, if you could get the parts, if you put a modern day piston and liner in it, it'll work fine.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you run a 10.4 prop and let it rip and zip with the 10.4 prop?
Well, you know, no, I was so I sent it back, and Tom Hampshire looked at it and ran it and sent it back. Says nothing wrong with this engine. And I said it don't run. So I put it in a box and there it sits. You know, I had other engines I could use. You know,
and the earlier ones had higher compression heads.
Did they?
Yes,
well, it does have good compression.
More compression, higher compression.
Yeah. Well,
I have choked the Venturis down on some of them that were wild running.
Right.
They got some of them had a 311 Venturi in some of mine.
Right, yeah, big. They
really big Venturi. And I've choked them down with a stick and helped them. And I put a head shim in there now and then if I needed to. And but when I had one running like I want, it would just run a 4-cycle. It didn't even break. Just run 4.
Well, I thought about doing something like that because Gordon had enthralled me with stories of a Super Tiger 46, I believe it was. He ran it on 35% nitro or 40%. His combat fuel, and in a stomach, he was out of. Apparently, if I remember correctly, I may not remember correctly, but I think he was out of fuel and he had to use his combat fuel. And he said that thing never broke out. Came out of a 4-stroke. It just tarred in a 4-stroke, deep and heavy all the way through.
Gorilla balls.
Yeah.
I get it.
When I was a kid and didn't know about fuel, I ran a McCoy 40 on missile mist.
Holy mackerel.
How long did it last?
About the same as all the other ones, about 2 weeks.
My 35 was after 2 years of flying every weekend, was still flying when I gave it to one of the younger club members when I went off on active duty in the Navy. I don't know what happened to it after that, but I got 2 years of use out of it, running it the way Dick Williams told me to run it.
I had a McCoy 35 on a Ringmaster when I first started this, and I made a living with that airplane, dude. For some reason, I know they're heavy, but a dango APC 10.5 on a McCoy 35, a Fox 35, or even a Brodak 40, if you put that 10.5 on there and trim it out and fly it, and then find a better prop, it should be your goal. Use that for a baseline. You can find a better one in a 10.6 EW. You got to look it. You got to work it pretty hard.
Well, I'll tell you, I wish they still made those EWs.
I haven't seen. Well, I got 8 or 10 probably, but I haven't. You don't. If I see one, I've given $5 a piece for one of them before, y'all.
Well, Mike Lunke bought a whole bunch on.
I thought he bought 12 5s.
Yeah, they were 12.5s.
Yeah, but he bought somebody's coming on eBay, and he got it on there right off the bat, and there was a collection. He was showing there was a bunch of
sure
10.5 EWs,
10.6 EWs, yeah.
10.6
You're
EWs.
talking about me, John. I bought 181.
Well, that was you. Yeah, I'm sorry.
181 rev up props, and in that bag was a dozen 11.6 EWs.
Yeah.
Did you get any 10.6 EWs?
No, got a bag of 13.6.
Woo, that's a big prop. Goodness gracious.
But I run on this.
Well, that 11.6 could with the modern 40s would be just fine, I would think.
I'm running that Cavalier's got an Aero Tiger, and I'm running an 11.5W on it.
Yeah.
And it likes that prop.
Yeah, I'd say
but it's
so.
probably a 4.6, thereabouts 4.7.
Yeah.
It won't be a true 5, it'll be a little bit less.
Yeah.
Rev up props are a little bit magical.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't understand why. I mean,
I don't either, but I used to play with them a lot on that Brodak 40, and I'd get them and I'd measure them all and check them. Then some of them be, 10.6 EW might be a 5.8 or a 5.7 or as little as a 5.4. And I had some of them like 5.3. I said, wind props. And I broke one. So I stuck that prop on there. And I thought, holy crap, I should have been using this all along. And it was a way different pitch.
Yeah.
Wood does funny things when they're loading and unloading in corners, I think. There's some magic going on there for the little engines.
Well, yeah. Have you seen the build posts on the forum? Guys, forget his name, but he's doing on making your own props, and he goes into the wood swap.
I saw that build. Man, that's a lot of work. He's doing a good job.
Yeah. Well, he's doing a beautiful job. Did you see the wood on that prop that he's got?
I
there?
did.
I think that's that magic wood you're talking about right there.
Maybe right there. There's something to all that.
Hey, Dennis.
What?
You're going to be the host. I'm going to turn the.
Oh, you're going to turn. Yeah, sure. I'll hang around for a little bit.
All right, guys. I'm going to end the stream on YouTube and turn the project over to Dennis. I really appreciate you guys watching. Let me go here. I gotta.
Thanks for having the show, Sparky.
You bet.
I hope before you go, how did the orange plane turn out?
It turned out perfect. Just, as far as the finish went, I only flew it like once since then. I got more flights on this one, so.
You convinced Marcel Legrand to paint one of his next airplanes orange.
Oh, good.
I don't know.
All right,
Leave
everybody on YouTube.
Take your eyes off the blue one, Joe. Will disappear it. With he likes those big blue airplanes, so
I do.
We'll see.
Blue is my favorite one.
I'm trying to get off of YouTube here. We'll see you on Friday. Fair winds.
See you on Friday.
Signs. See ya.
See y'all.
Okay, we are now